The festive mask. Night 8. Trigger. Warning. This story contains intense psychological horror and disturbing supernatural elements. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, I'm Sarah. So it's December 19th, and I think maybe Secret Santa took things a little too seriously this year. Don't get me wrong, I love a good gift, especially weird ones. But this is something else. I wasn't expecting anything unusual. Just another Secret Santa gift, right? But the second I opened the package, something felt off. Inside was this elaborate Christmas mask. Not the cheap plastic kind kids wear. It was heavy, with white porcelain, delicate holly designs painted around the eyes, and small golden bells on each side. It looked beautiful, I guess, but not in a comforting way. The bells jingled softly when I picked it up, almost like a tiny warning, but I brushed it off. I mean, it's just a mask, right? Curiosity got the best of me, so I put it on. That's when everything changed. The moment it touched my skin, I felt this prickling sensation, like static electricity running through me. I told myself it was just the cold porcelain, but it was more than that. I felt a presence as if someone or something was standing right behind me, watching over my shoulder. Then I heard it. A whisper, close to my ear. Smile, Sarah. It's Christmas after all. My blood went cold. I whipped around, but the room was empty. I laughed it off, trying to convince myself I was just hearing things. The stress of the holidays, right? But later, at home, the mask was still on my mind. I kept seeing it like it was calling to me. I was already starting to regret bringing it home, but I don't know. I couldn't help myself. I found myself putting it back on, as if my hands were acting on their own. This time, the chill was worse. The mask felt alive, like it was melding with my face. And then, the voice came back. Dance, Sarah, it whispered, smooth and coaxing. Show me how you used to dance. I felt a pull deep inside, a compulsion that I couldn't ignore. My feet started moving, shuffling in slow steps, like I was caught in a trance. I haven't danced in years, didn't even think I remembered how, but my body didn't care. I twirled, swayed, moving in perfect rhythm, like someone else was controlling my every step. And all the while, I felt the mask tighten against my skin, almost like it was merging with me. The whispering got louder, coaxing me to smile, laugh, spin. And then, as I laughed, I heard it, a hollow, echoing sound, not from me, but from the mask. My heart started pounding, but I couldn't stop. I was locked in this nightmarish dance, my body twisting and turning on its own. Finally, I tore the mask off and stumbled back, breathing hard. My face felt numb, like the mask had left an imprint on my skin. I threw it down on the counter, ready to forget it. But as I backed away, the bells jingled softly, as if the mask was laughing at me. I barely slept that night. I kept hearing those bells in the silence, that whisper urging me to smile, laugh, dance. When I finally drifted off, my dreams were filled with distorted, grinning faces, all wearing the same mask, all urging me to join them. The next morning, the mask was right where I'd left it, on the kitchen counter. I don't know why, but I felt drawn to it again. My hands reached for it, almost involuntarily, and before I knew it, I was slipping it back on. This time it felt heavier, tighter, like it had molded perfectly to my face. I looked in the mirror and saw my own eyes staring back, wide and frightened, but my mouth. My mouth was twisted into a smile, too wide, almost painful. I tried to pull the mask off, but it wouldn't budge. My fingers dug into the edges, pulling, but it was no use. It was as if the mask had fused with my skin. Panic surged through me as I struggled, feeling my face locked in that unnatural smile. The voice was back, soft and mocking. "Why don't you sing, Sarah?" it whispered. "It's the season of cheer, after all." My lips began to move, forming words that weren't mine, singing an old Christmas carol, but slower, twisted, almost as if I was mocking myself. I couldn't stop. I was just a puppet, my body moving to some unseen command. My reflection in the mirror started to blur, my face warping into something unrecognizable. My eyes turned hollow, dark, and my smile stretched wider, almost ripping at the edges of my mouth. I screamed. At least, I tried to scream, but the sound was swallowed, turning into a choked laugh. The mask was laughing at me, its bells jingling softly with each twisted note. I stumbled backward, desperate, and managed to pull myself away from the mirror. I grabbed a towel, frantically rubbing at my face, trying to make it come off, but the mask wouldn't budge. It was like my skin was gone, replaced by this cold, unfeeling porcelain. And then the whispers grew louder, filling my mind, crowding out every other thought. "You're mine now," it said, voice low and pleased. "You'll wear me forever." I ran to the front door, hoping the fresh air would break the trance, but my legs froze as I reached for the doorknob. My hands moved on their own, pulling me back into the room, back to the mirror. I watched myself grin, watched my eyes darken until they looked like empty sockets. The mask was taking over, swallowing me bit by bit. Desperation took over, and I tried one last thing. I grabbed a pair of scissors and aimed them at the mask, hoping to pry it off, but my hands stopped, frozen. I couldn't even lift the scissors. The mask knew. It controlled me completely. Finally, I sank to the floor, defeated, the whispers filling my mind, blotting out everything else. I could feel my own self fading, slipping away like a candle being snuffed out. The last thing I remember before everything went dark was my own voice. Not my own, whispering back from the mirror, a hollow, twisted echo. "You'll wear me forever." I don't know who I am anymore. It's like the mask has become me. I don't know if I'll ever be myself again. If you're watching this, don't go near anything you don't understand. And whatever you do, don't wear it. Don't let it take you like it's taken me. Come back for night 9, if I'm even still here.